Hi friends, welcome back to the shop for another maintenance episode on our Hyundai Santa Fe. Today we're going to dive into and replace our spark plugs. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, we do our own maintenance here. We do also check with our local dealer about what parts we can replace ourselves and still maintain the factory warranty. We had that chat with our service folks at Columbia Hyundai, and they recommended that we go with, of course, the Hyundai OEM spark plugs. These are not cheap. The set of 4 cost us over $120 after taxes. That said, they say NGK on them.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Going back again, you don't want to do anything that's going to void your warranty. The owner's manual states that these spark plugs on our calligraphy, which has the 2.5 liter turbo engine in it, needs to be replaced every 48,000 miles, or more frequently depending on your driving conditions. Given that we fall under severe driving conditions and we have 45,000 miles on the car, we're replacing them today. Now I've got all the parts and tools that we may need laid out on my grip mat here. We're going to drop all the descriptions and links to these in our Amazon shop or the OEM Hyundai parts in the description of this video. So if you have any questions there, please look at the description, just expand it out and you'll be able to access all of our links. To get started, we're going to remove our engine cover just by pulling up. Held in place by these 4 suction cups and tabs, so if you've never pulled it off, it's actually really easy. I'm going to set this out of the way for now and take a look at what we're doing. Your 4 spark plugs are located underneath each individual coil pack. While you can't directly see them, they're covered up underneath this OEM foam here. I can lift it up a little bit and you can at least see this one right here. So this is our first coil pack, and underneath this coil pack is going to be our spark plug. To get better access, we're going to remove this foam cover. Now this foam cover does actually go around all 4 of our coil packs, so we're going to unplug them and remove this foam cover for access. You'll probably want to use a flat tip screwdriver for this. You're going to press down and out here to pull the tab out, and with gentle pressure, just keep pushing. First clip done. Repeat the process on all the remaining clips. Come on. There we go. All right. With all 4 of those clips out, we can remove the foam. And get that out of our way. Okay, to avoid any confusion, we're just going to replace these one at a time. That way none of our coil packs get messed up, mixed up, and they stay in the exact order just as they are from factory. You're going to start by removing the coil pack here. It's going to be a 10mm bolt because, hey, it's a Korean car. It's always going to be in millimeters. It's actually really simple to remove. The torque on these is not a lot. With your bolt out, go ahead and pull up on the coil pack to remove it from the spark plug. Be gentle, pull straight up, and there's your coil pack. I wasn't entirely sure exactly which extension I was going to be using for the spark plugs, but given the length on the coil pack plug and tube, I'm going to go with the 10-inch extension, and I actually have a spark plug socket. What this socket has is on the inside, it has a little rubber grip to actually grip onto the spark plug itself. So when you pull it up out of the engine, it doesn't fall. Drop your socket into the hole, get a good grip on your spark plug, and remove it. The torque on the spark plug should be about 35 foot-pounds, so not a lot of force holding these in either. When you feel it spin loosely, you should be able to pull up, and there is your used spark plug. It's at this point in the journey you want to actually inspect the used spark plug and make sure that you don't have signs of any oil getting into there or excessive wear. For reference, this one looks perfectly normal and used. At this point, I like to take the used spark plug and just drop it back in the box for reference, and I'm going to keep it in the same firing order in the box so that if there is a problem, I can come back and tell Hyundai exactly where my issue is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop our new spark plug in. I'm going to make sure that it has adequate suction on our spark plug socket here so it's not going to fall out. When you go to actually reinstall your new spark plugs, you want to make sure that you're going off of feel so that you're not cross-threading them. It's imperative that these go in correctly. So drop it straight down. All right. Now, my trick is I will always spin it backwards a little bit to make sure that I can feel when the threads line up. Right there. Before hand threading it. You do not need to put anti-seize or any sort of lubricant on these spark plugs. They are specially plated from the factory to have that property already. All right, when I can no longer spin it by hand, now is when I'm going to grab my socket and finish tightening it up. And you want to get it to about 35 foot-pounds of torque. You do not want to over-tighten this. Use your best judgment. If you don't have good judgment, use a torque wrench.
And sometimes I question Dana's purchases, so I think her judgment may be a little off, and that's why we're going to actually use the torque wrench.
We've got our digital torque wrench dialed into 35 foot-pounds of torque. And we're there.
Look at you. Your judgment was almost spot on. This time.
This time. Pull everything out. And now, before I put my coil pack back on, I'm actually going to put in a little bit of dielectric grease. We just have a tube of Permatex. It's really not going to take a whole lot of this. You know, really just a, not even a pea-sized amount. And that's really just going to make sure that our connection point to the spark plug is solid and good. Drop your coil pack in. Make sure you have a good seal on your spark plug and reinstall your bolt. It's always a good idea to get these started by hand before you switch over to any sort of wrench or socket. And again, the torque setting on this is about 8 foot-pounds of torque, significantly less than your spark plug. Use your judgment. Or if you have bad judgment, retune your torque wrench and put it at 8 foot-pounds of torque. Now that that's in, I'm going to go ahead and plug it. Well, no, I guess I can't plug it back in. We've got our foam to reinstall. So I'm going to leave that just like this and move on to the next one. All right, so as you can see, we have extra wear on cylinder 3, and that's why I wanted to keep everything in order, make sure that I know the state of my engine and those plugs. So these, again, there's nothing major that I need to worry about. It's definitely showing signs of wear, showing that I did need to replace these. All right, with everything, all of our coil packs plugged back in, maybe just not completely plugged in, it's time to put our foam back in. Now, I'm going to put this foam back because I like keeping everything as stock as possible. So I'm just going to gently kind of try to put it back exactly how it came. Top part there. All right. Oh, no, hold on. Where is this? Under there. Perfect. All right. With everything, the foam back, I'm going to go ahead and plug everything back in. Make sure to lock them back in after you plug them in by sliding that gray tab back in place. Now I'm just going to put the cover back on, and that's it. I'm going to write down the exact mileage of when I performed this service, just in case Hyundai needs to confirm any vehicle records for a warranty claim at a future point in time. Since we don't know the future, you always want to be prepared. Now, at the time of filming this episode, the spark plug change at our local dealership ran about $280 to $300. So definitely some cost savings, even buying the spark plugs from the dealership themselves. We hope that this video has helped you out. If it was beneficial, go ahead and drop us a comment, ask a question, smash that like button, and subscribe for more Santa Fe content. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.